Hello and welcome. I'm preparing this beautiful restorative practice for my writing colleagues. I want to share this gift with you because allowing ourselves to rest, allowing ourselves to receive, allowing ourselves to be curious, allowing ourselves to be aware, all of these things are essential to our essence in our writing, and even more importantly, to our being, our human being. So there's this beautiful practice called restorative yoga, which a lot of people get nervous about because either they don't have experience with yoga or they feel like they can't do yoga. And restorative yoga has only the connection of awareness and self-study and compassion in common with regular yoga. There is no stretching in restorative yoga. And in fact, we do everything we can to support the body so that there isn't any stretching. There's only sensation of ease and maybe calm, depending on how we're feeling at the moment. But the ease is an invitation to all of the other things, the joy, the serenity, the happiness. Restorative yoga is a practice of allowing. And for most of us, it's not something that comes easily. So I am imploring you to exercise some patience, at least some, for yourself as you engage with this beautiful, soothing practice. I am assuming that you don't have yoga props, and I actually prefer to use what's in my home anyway. So let me show you first what you'll need, and feel free to improvise, because the main thing is that you make it as easy on yourself as possible. So first thing is a cushion, a firm cushion from your sofa. And the second thing is a shoebox. Empty or full, doesn't matter. But a shoebox is about the same size as a yoga block. It doesn't matter if you have a yoga mat or not. What is important is that you set yourself up in a place in your home where you can be alone and quiet for a bit. And although it's true that the body requires at least 20 minutes to begin to relax, to begin to soften, any amount of time that you have, any amount of time that you can make is really what's optimal. So there's no forcing yourself to lie still for 20, 25 minutes. There's no shame if what you have is 5 minutes, because everything counts, because you count. So we have the cushion, we have the shoebox, we have a couple of pillows. I encourage you to make them as similar as possible. 2 bed pillows work well. These are from my sofa, again. A blanket to cover you, and either a second cushion or a couple of other cushions to put under your knees if that's what you decide to do. So I'm going to move the camera so that you can actually see what it looks like set up. so forgive me for the dizziness. Okay, so the shoebox is set so that it's wide to support the firm sofa cushion at an angle. These are for underneath your elbows, so you'll need to shift them around as you need to. This, by the way, is my beautiful golden retriever, Athena. She, I think, loves restorative yoga even more than I do. I have these cushions, I have 2 of them for underneath my knees when I lie down. I have a blanket to totally cover me, because as we relax, we begin to feel colder, and if we're cold, we can't relax. And I have either a towel or another blanket that I may need, or that you may need, under your head, and I'll show you how to judge whether or not you need that. So Athena, you need to make some space for me. Thank you. So when you sit, Athena, you have to move, love. When you sit, you want to be right up against this sofa cushion. Lean back, relax against it. Stay here, love. Rest your head on the cushion. If the back of your body is really tight, it is possible that you will lie here with your chin up toward the sky. And that's what we're trying to not do. So if that's how you are, take your blanket, another blanket, or a bed pillow, and put it under your head so that, and you may have to adjust it a little bit, so that your forehead is slightly higher than your chin. This accomplishes a couple of things. One of them is that it helps quiet the mind. Now, the mind isn't meant to be super quiet. I mean, its gift to us is that we think, and it allows us to be creative and imaginative. But we do want to work with that part of our nervous system to soothe it, to slow it down, to bring some ease into that part of the body, mind, spirit as well. So if you need the extra support under your head, please take care of that for yourself. These cushions are under your elbows. If it feels like your shoulders are pulling, put another set of cushions or pillows underneath your elbows, because we don't want anything pulling, period. And then you can either stay here with your knees bent, feet apart so that your knees can move toward each other. And when you put the blanket on, the blanket will help you do that. Or you can stretch your legs out and put the cushions underneath. I know we have Athena as my cushion. You can put the cushions underneath your knees so that you have support here as well. So this is where you'll start off. Before you get there, let me do 2 things. First, let me show you how to come out of it, because how you come out of a restorative pose is as important as being in the pose. What we don't want to do is rush. Isn't there enough rushing in our life? I broke up with rushing in 2025, and I can tell you it is one of the hardest things I've ever done, but it's also been incredibly instructive because I find myself rushing to do everything. So we're not going to rush to get out of our shape. Knees bent, you stay where you are. If your legs are extended over the support, you bend your right knee and put your foot on the support. You bend your left knee and put your foot on the support. And now you stay right here for at least 1 breath, maybe 2 or 3, or even 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. so that you can ease your way back into your world. And then you turn to your side, whichever side is most comfortable for you, and you pause here for a breath or 7. And you move that one cushion out of the way, the one pillow. You put your top hand on the floor and you look at the floor and you let yourself come up sideways, looking at the floor, head bowing and bent until you come to your seated position. So that's the first thing that I wanted to share with you. The second thing is, before you begin, I invite you to make this solemn vow with me. Here's how it goes. I, Paula Gardner, solemnly vow, promise myself to not accept good enough in my restorative practice. I promise myself to allow ease and wonder and curiosity and more ease. And there you have it. One of the most beautiful ways to care for yourself that I know. I've been practicing restorative yoga since 2007, 2008 maybe. And my first experience of it, real, true experience, was when I had injured myself repeatedly in very active yoga. And I took a whole year off and did only restorative poses like this one. And by the end of my first year, I was stronger than I'd been, more flexible than I'd been, more focused than I'd ever been. It truly is a gift, and you truly are worthy of giving that gift to yourself. Many blessings.